Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and to our next movie reaction. So I decided it was about time to do another horror movie. It's been a little while. I've been doing some other things, new movies coming out and stuff along those lines, and so I thought, you know what, time to scare myself again. That's always entertaining, right? So I know that I had talked about doing John Carpenter's The Thing, and I am definitely going to do that movie at some point, hopefully soon. It's a classic horror movie that I've never seen. But I looked it up in preparing for this and discovered that that is about a 2.5 hour long movie, and unfortunately, I just don't have time right now, so hopefully soon. But I decided, why not take the opportunity to do another classic horror film that I haven't seen, and that is the original Japanese version of The Ring. So, I have seen the Americanized version. It was many, many years ago when I was a kid, so it has been a long time. Not sure how much there is between the two that is different. I mostly just remembered the basics of it, revolving around the idea of the tape, of course, the 7 days, the killer character, so to speak, with the hair, and I'll talk a little bit about that, I think, at some point later, because I got a story. But, and then of course, the thing that I'm excited about with that in this version is that it's very similar to a character in Killer Instinct, Hisako, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm very curious to check this out. I've also heard that it's scarier than the other one, although that one scared me quite a bit when I was a kid. But yeah, like I said, I don't remember a ton of details other than the basics, and that the Naomi Watts character, I do not believe, died. So maybe the main character in this one will make it, but we'll see. Kind of spoiling, if that's the case, kind of spoiling some of it for myself, but hopefully not too much. But yeah, so I'm excited to check this out together and hopefully get a bit freaked out. So let's get into it, all right? Here we go.
うまく言えないけど、ちょうどそれ見終わった時に電話がかかってきて、無言電話だったみたいだけど。
Mm. Like,
みんなもあの噂してたからさ。今日で1週間なの。
I mean, I would try, if it was me, I would be rationalizing this to myself and my friend, which obviously is wrong here, but I'd be like, okay, the prankster and everything obviously set it up. They had heard the story.
分かった。もう信じらんない。いや、騙されてる。どこまで本当なのに岩田君たち止まったんでしょ。
But she's not joking.
どこまで行って何やったの？いや、知らない。知らないじゃん。もうびっくりした。
Uh-oh. But yeah, I'd be like, well, okay. The prankster, whoever called, obviously had heard these rumors going around just like everybody else had. Maybe one of my friends actually set the tape up and they just won't admit it, and I mean, then I'd die, but
本当なの？
Mm. Okay, I didn't like that sound.
呪いのビデオってあるじゃない。最近結構噂されてる。
Okay, so I guess she's dead.
見たことある？うん。
They didn't show it. I gotta be honest. That sound was the worst part.
どんなビデオか
Like
聞いたことある？
私が聞いたのはなんかいきなり小は
What?
たまちゃんの死因なんだか分かったの？
いえ、私は。
だって警察で解剖までしたんでしょ？
でも事件性はないって。
普通の死に方じゃないわよ。おかんを一遍も開けようとしないの。おかしいと思わない？
Yes, that is pretty strange. I mean, there might not be any evidence of, like, someone coming in the house and causing harm, but you'd have to be suspicious, right? A teenager just suddenly dies out of nowhere, and so they're saying illness, but the family didn't know about any illness or anything. And then also the closed coffin thing, yeah, that's suspicious. But kid, okay, I don't like how you did the thing, and now you're, what do you? Oh. It's like we're all good and happy and cute in all our pictures, and then we saw this movie, and now all our faces are blurred in the pictures.
帰り遅くなるかもしれないから晩ご飯チンして食べんのよ。分かった？
Wait, how old is this kid?
お母さんともちゃん呪いのビデオ見たんだよ
Huh?
どうしてそんなこと言うの？ダメよ。学校でそんな話しちゃ。
しないよ行ってきます
Okay, but seriously, how old is this kid? Because he looks like he's only like 5 or 6. And she's like, put your own dinner in the microwave so there's not going to be a babysitter or something? I don't know. Oh, Lord. Some weird edits. The fuck? That's weird. Oh, yes. Oh, the well. This I remember. Oh! That's it? She's probably like, seriously? That's okay, that was kind of fucked up and weird. I don't know why anyone would make a film like It's like someone makes a movie with some creepy lady looking in a mirror and combing her hair, and then she was like, let me get the fuck out of here, and then now just don't answer it. What if you just don't answer it? What if you don't get the message? You still die. Well, it didn't say you'll die in 1 week, but maybe it's because she hung up so soon. So I guess that could answer my question. But that was the same. That was the same freaky noise that was there when the niece died, so I feel like that's worse. I feel like the freaky noise is worse than the "you will die in 1 week" message. Because, like I said, you can try to rationalize it, right? And that's what most people would do. Try to rationalize it. And if it's somebody, if you hear a voice on the phone saying, "you will die in 1 week," you'll be like, okay, this is a person. This is a person fucking with me. Is that Hiroyuki Sanada? Why is he looking around like that? I need to see a closer of his face. I think it is. That totally is him. What? I didn't know he was in this movie.
じゃあ俺が見終わったらここの電話が鳴るわけだ。
4人死んでるのよ、同じ日に。
だったらお祓いでもすればいい。
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, that's how I would be reacting, but she's like, come on!
私を取って。
Stop making fun of this. It's not a joke.
こっち向けよ。
早く取って。
So now you're just gonna watch the tape. She's just gonna sit there and like let him watch the tape. Why would you let anyone else watch the tape? Like, I don't, like if it was me, I don't want other people like watching the tape. If I think that I'm gonna die because of the tape. It definitely gets weirder when you slow it down. Uh-oh.
この画面妙だ。
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was saying there's weird edits. Why is she brushing up her
この
hair?
角度から鏡を撮ればカメラマンが映るはずよ。
どういうことだ。
Yeah, that's...
さあ、プロの技術ならもちろん修正できるけど。
噴火。どこの噴火だ。
Someone saying something?
弔問ばかり。闘魂が来るぞ。そう聞こえたか。
何なの？
そして調べてみる。
Something insane! Frolic in brine, goblins be thine? I'd be like, fuck this. But of course you can't, because you both already watched the... I forgot.
お前が持ってきたの？そうなのね。どうして？
ともちゃんがいるって。
Okay. So, dead cousin is talking to him. That's why he did the thing and went up to her room. That's pretty fucked up. Your dead cousin told you to watch the tape that killed her? What the hell?
俺の不注意だよ。
Oh, I'm not hungry. Not only am I going to die, but you... Oh no. And my kid are going to die.
よせよ。 よせって。智子と一緒にいた子が気が触れちまったんだ。俺だってどうなるかわからない。
リュウジさんなら大丈夫よ。
俺がまともじゃないからか。だったら親子揃ってこの血を絶やすか。それもいい。陽一を産んだのは間違いだったんだ。やめて。
Really? You blamed her? You blamed her? And that's part of like the rumors about her?
貞子。
The daughter was there? Sada.
貞子が殺したのか。念じるだけで人が殺せるのか。
あいつは化け物だ。
Wait! Nails. Oh god. He's like, wait, shit, I didn't realize you were in my vision.
おい。
父親が。
博士が蓋をしたんだ。貞子はこの中にいる。
That's why the fingernails. She wasn't dead. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Jesus. Oh my god. No wonder she's such a crazy vengeful ghost. Her own father hit her over the head, threw her down a well, and then sealed her in and left her there to fucking slowly die. Buckets. I mean, you're looking for her body, right? Why do you need the buckets? Just like dig around down there with your hands. That's what it seems like. It's just gonna take unnecessarily long. Just go in the water, maybe. Yep. Yeah. 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 She's feeling bad for her. Wait a minute. I just remembered something.
たく
I remembered something from the American version. Jesus. I just remembered something. Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Oh god, hair first. Oh yeah. Oh, the nails. Oh my god. Oh god, they're so. Oh shit, they're so gross looking. The noise, that's what the noise is. I. What the fuck? What was with the eyeball? Why? Why? Which means to save the kid, she's gotta have him make a copy and then show to someone else.
今からそっちに行くからお願いがあるの陽一のためなの
Wait, your dad?
だってさ、死なない方法があるんだって1週間以内にダビングして他の人に見せるのじゃあ見せられた人はまたダビングして見せるのよ1週間以内にそれじゃ切りないじゃんそうそう切りないのよでも死にたくなかったら
So you have to kill someone else. You have to continue her curse, her rage. But you're gonna do it to your dad? Couldn't you find some asshole that you don't like? Okay, well, that was the end of the movie, and yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I definitely did not remember. I mean, obviously in the American version too, right? It's based on the idea that there's supernatural elements, that the girl is putting like a curse on everyone, and that the videotape is like a creation of a curse somehow. But I do think it was really interesting that in this version, it was played up a lot more. Like I definitely, it could be just that I don't remember, and maybe I just need to go back and watch that one because it's been so long, but I don't remember as much of the supernatural element being involved in this as, or I mean in that one as there was in this. Like I certainly don't remember the guy actually like being psychic and having like these experiences and visions. I don't remember all of that. I thought, yeah. And then also I do think it's interesting, and I talked about this a little bit, that there seems, I don't know if it's a cultural element or maybe it was for the particular time that this was filmed, but there seemed to be a lot, I guess, a lot less suspicion about the idea of these supernatural things being possible. On the one hand, there was, of course, some suspicion about it. If you look back to the start of this, the 40 years before this happens, they were trying to say that even the mother's telepathic abilities were fraudulent in some ways, but at the same time it seemed like that was more coming out of fear, because they were also like afraid of her for the idea that she predicted the volcano eruption. Whereas even in this contemporary part, like I think I talked about this even at the beginning, there were these rumors going around about the tape, and even you had journalists investigating it, right? Whereas I can't imagine that happening, that journalists would be seriously investigating even the possibility that something like that would be occurring. And then later there's just like a kind of understanding, acceptance that there are these people that have certain abilities and that there could be curses and all that sort of thing. It just seems kind of like not a lot of disbelief. It seemed more like especially when you had the two of them talking in that one scene, which was really probably one of the hardest scenes, like a heartbreaking scene, where she's saying, "Be with me when I die, so then you can find out what happens and you can try to save our son." And he doesn't want to hear anything of that. He doesn't want her giving up or anything. But then he's saying things like, maybe we all should die. You think maybe I won't die because I have these abilities, and maybe all of us should die. We shouldn't have had a kid in the first place. So I'm curious if it's more like, it isn't that there's so much disbelief as there is like a sense that people like this with these abilities exist, but they're in and of themselves kind of cursed in a way. And I'm really curious how that plays into the dynamic of their relationship, because it's never clearly explained why they aren't together, and why he's not at all remotely involved in his kid's life. Especially because as the movie goes on and on further, you can clearly see that they still very much are attached to each other, and like they pretty clearly still love each other. I mean, the slapping aside. But at first I was just thinking, okay, so he just like left and he abandoned his kid, and then like who knows what's going on with this younger student here that's got a key to his place. But I don't know, because like I said, there's clearly still a connection between them. At the end, when she finds out she thinks he's dead, and she comes in, she says, "Oh, I'm his wife." Like that's just how it comes out, and instead of ex-wife. And I don't know. So that leads me to wonder if it was maybe something more along the lines about his abilities, or the fact that they had a kid that somehow led them to be separated. And I do think, on the one hand, it's kind of interesting that they don't give you that information, right? They don't provide all of that explanation, kind of leave you to fill it in for yourself. On the other hand, like, I want to know more. Now I want to know more about that. So, but yeah, there was definitely some things that I forgot up until it was getting close to the end. I definitely did not remember that he was not gonna make it, that he was gonna die. That sucked. I didn't really remember the tape copying thing either, but I definitely don't remember her, like, I'm sure she was gonna have her kid make the copy to give it to someone else, but I definitely don't remember her, like, doing that with her own father. So I don't know if that was different, or again, if I'm just not remembering, because to me that seems like you could pick anyone. You're gonna pick your own dad? Or, I mean, I guess she could, because maybe she's feeling like she's running out of time, so she's gonna have her son do that and have him watch it and then try to get him to do it with somebody else, or I don't know, but it seems pretty fucked up. That's just gonna say, seems pretty fucked up. That, and I get, like, the horror idea behind it, that you have to make a choice, that either you're gonna die in this horrible way of basically fright when this dead girl's raging vengeful spirit comes after you, or you're gonna condemn somebody else to that curse. And that part is pretty freaky. That's a scary thing. I will say, it's not a movie with like a lot of jump scares, but it's more like psychologically frightening, and I do like that. I like that kind of thing. I like scary movies like that. And making you think about like what you would do in those particular situations and how you would handle something like that ever. I do think it was also interesting they kind of implied that maybe that doctor wasn't her father and that maybe her father wasn't human. So then I guess the idea being that's why she was like some whole other level. She just didn't just have the like predictive powers of her mother. She literally could like will someone to death. Yeah, and then after her death, extend that will outward to keep killing people in the afterlife. Yeah. But the well thing, yeah. Oh, so just before I get going, there's the one thing I wanted to touch upon quickly that, like I said, the main things that I remembered of this movie was the existence of the tape, the idea of the 7 days, which they don't really say it in here. I guess the call is supposed to be like, you're gonna die in a week, but I very clearly remember in the American version, it's like a creepy 7 days on the phone, which I do think that the just like creepy noise that they had here is more frightening than that, because like I said, you could rationalize that more, but so I remembered that. I remembered that the Naomi Watts character didn't die, and she didn't die in here, and like the what the girl is like, you know, that what she looks like basically. And I remember the scene of her coming out of the TV. I didn't remember it was him that dies, but I remember her coming out of the TV, and so this is the story. Of course, I watched this when I was a kid, right? And I watched it with my sister, who was a year younger than me, and a couple of friends. And we'll just say, I may have, at one point in time, my sister used to accidentally fall asleep with her TV on, and it would just go to the static at a certain point. You know, at like 3 a.m., there would be nothing left on the TV. It would just have the static. And I was in a different room, but I'm a really light sleeper, and she's a really deep sleeper. So it would wake me up, and I'd have to go in and turn her TV off every night. And it would kind of annoy me because I'd be like, you're waking me up, I'm not getting sleep. So there's possibility that one time, I mean, you know that I've got like this really long dark hair, right? There's maybe a possibility that one time, shortly after we watched this movie, that I went into a room and just kind of like stood in front of the static on the TV and flipped my hair over so that I could look and did the whole thing like I was coming out of the TV. I'm gonna have to talk to her about that. I'm sure she remembers. She was really, there was some screaming there. So that's the big thing that I remember about the Ring experience. So, but yeah, so anyway, my sibling bullying as a child aside, this was really good. I kind of want to go back and watch the American version and see, like, compare some things and what's different and what's not, and because like I said, I didn't remember a lot, but I do feel like there were things that I don't know if I'm not remembering because I just don't remember or because they were changed. So, but it was very good. Hiroyuki Sanada was a surprise. I didn't realize he was in this, but that was awesome. So alright guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. So thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.